All right, welcome to the first episode of the Rod Pod. Here I have Josh, Nathan, formerly known as Lil X, and now known as the Lonely Thompson, right? So,
Yes, sir.
how are you doing today?
I am chilling, just working, doing my own stuff, you know.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce us.
Well, my name's Josh, born and raised in El Paso, Texas. Where do we even begin? Like, I've made music. I do real estate. I work a 9-to-5 job like everyone else. And yeah, that's basically like the most of it. We could go into more detail with that.
All right, so let's start with like your schooling, your elementary, middle school, high school.
Yeah, so I went to St. Joseph's, which is like in central El Paso.
Okay.
And it was nice. It was a Catholic school, that's where I grew up. And then after that I stayed there for middle school, and then after I transferred it out to Ornado, and then there I met a lot of people. That's where like I started expanding friend groups and shit. And then after that after that I went to Cathedral. I stayed in Cathedral for a year. It was alright. Like, I just didn't vibe with it as much, I guess you would say. So then I went to Coro, where like the same kind of people from Ornado were. So then I was like, I was just definitely more chill there.
All right, so talk about like family life. Does most of your family here in the States? Do you have family like out of the country?
Yeah, no, I don't got any family out of the country. I have family in California. They live closer to Hollywood, and yeah, that's really it. I have an uncle here, and he's a chef. He's like done like crazy stuff. He's like cooked for like crazy people. One time he cooked for like George Bush's wife.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like just great cook. And then my uncle, he works with my dad at our maintenance company called Maintenance Unlimited.
Alright. Okay, so let's go straight into the music. Like, why did you start? How did you start? What motivated you? Kind of like, I guess I would say, when did your interest first like peak? Like, when did you see, okay, maybe I could do this?
So this is actually funny. Like, all things happen out of like an accident, I guess you would say, or like all great things. I mean, this was purely an accident, and it wasn't like meant to even go this far. So I was in Cathedral. We were in art class, and my friends and I were just like, hey, let's make some music.
Yeah.
Like, if they talk shit, they're talking shit to like 8 people. Like,
yeah, I get you.
So like it's way worse than if it's just like one person. So then like we were just like, nah, fuck it, we'll do it. And of course, no one fucking did it. So it was just me and my one friend Bruce.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bruce. And we started we were like looking up beats, finding beats, just rapping, just making lyrics. Inside of class, like when we had the time, we just have a notebook on the side,
That's cool, bro.
writing our shit.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, and that's how that went, and that's how I started. I started as Lil X Flex.
Lil X Flex.
And
Sir. So this was your freshman year?
this was freshman year. Yes, I was 14, 15.
14, 15 at the
yes,
time?
I think so. Yeah, something around there.
And then your first like official track, how did that go? When did that
Professional.
happen? Well, I mean, let's say like when you were starting, kind of like writing those lyrics, messing around with Bruce.
Yeah, okay, so after that, it was like a year after
Uh-huh.
I had the balls to release. It was honestly due to XXX Tentacion. That's why like that's where like my love to music really came to
Yeah.
be. Like he like I just loved the way that he would, like, his lifestyle was. Like, he walked around, everybody loved him for who he was, and he got to make music. And like, it's not a job. Like, it's really not. It's not a 9-to-5 job. Like, just imagine, like, you just get to say words that last 2 minutes long. People love it, and then you go on with your life, and then you just keep making those 2-minute long songs.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Okay, so your first 3 songs, it was like Ruthless.
Yeah, so it was Limitless, then it was Blast Off, and then it was Ruthless. That was under Lil X Flex, and I would say it was just like my startup. You know, you got to start up at some point. But I went to Beacon Hill.
Beacon Hill? That's a recording studio?
Yeah, it's the one where Khalid, he recorded there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's on the east side. And then I went there. I met with his record producer. He's a platinum record producer, and his boss won an Oscar and all this shit because of Khalid.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Not an Oscar, fucking award of some
Yeah,
type.
yeah.
But I went there and I was just a kid, you know, like they didn't really take me seriously, I guess. Like, could imagine like 14, 15-year-olds walking into a studio saying he wants to like make music. They didn't really take me serious. Anyways, it went on, and then I made Limitless. It was my first track. I was making another song, writing lyrics, and then I was just shuffling through beats. Like,
so yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I really like the beats on those 3 songs. I think those are some badass beats.
Yeah.
Where did you get those?
So that comes just from the internet.
Yeah.
Like so I have this app, and this app just has like, it's basically like Amazon for beats.
Oh, okay,
like
I get you.
Producers just upload their beats there, and then you could buy one, and then you could keep it, and you could even go to the point that you can buy it so only you can use it, and all this stuff. But it's just how much you're willing to pay.
Exactly.
You could pay $25 or like $500 for a beat.
So you paid for your beats. Did you have to do like any royalties to them or anything like that?
Yeah. So there's there's royalties and all that involved. So not too much in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I had to like put like producer tags, like
Right.
I like the beats that I chose because the producer tags are like minimal.
Yeah.
Like in my first song, it just says like perfect.
Oh, it's like not that
And like,
extra at all.
yeah, it's just like perfect. and then actually I think Kanye, I think he wrote a song to one of those producers. I think it was the exact same producer, I want to say. And he says perfect. So I was like, oh, that's sick. Like, imagine coming out first track, and then
you're
it's
right.
like,
Yeah, now that I do remember, perfect.
yeah.
Patty Philly.
Yeah, that's the third song. And then it was so Lavish Jax is the guy that created the songs or the beats, and that was the same producer I used for Limitless and Ruthless, and Blast Off was just another guy.
And then when you moved on to New Kid on the Block, that was
Yeah, that was like if I was to make it at any point, it would have been then.
Yeah.
And like it was mostly like, yeah, like, okay, so let's just talk about it. So I was now 16, and I want to take this shit more seriously. And I have a friend, like family friend that knows of Luis Miguel.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent the music to Luis Miguel himself. And Luis Miguel listened to it, and he was like, oh, this kid's trying. He's young. He has some capability. I'ma help him.
Oh, yeah.
So Luis Miguel himself then went out, and he just basically, his manager sent my music out to all these different labels all over America, and then from there I got the chance to pick which label I wanted to sign with. And that at that point, when you're up there, like Luis Miguel's repping you got a lot of labels. Like, it's not just like I signed with Sony at the age of 16. Like to me, that was nuts. That's something I still totally haven't wrapped my head around. Like, how do you? Even if it wasn't that I signed completely. I just signed for an album. That's it.
Okay, so when you first started, did you ever expect it to go to that point?
Fuck no. Dude, imagine thinking like freshman year in art class with all my friends talking about music, that I would end up making music for Sony in Miami, and I'm just a kid from like El Paso, Texas. I don't know.
Just having some fun.
I was just having some fun, and the real complications to the New Kid on the Block album was like, okay, so first of all, it's a label, so it's more like a business, so you don't have as much freedom to express yourself.
Right.
Yeah, and they were pushing on like different things that I've never done before into like the first album, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do this. I want to just stick to like my formula, so it'll definitely be better. And then whatever formula I have, then Sony and all these people, these crazy producers can get on it, mix it, and do whatever the fuck they want, tell me whatever they want from that point.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
No.
They were just like, no, do this and sing this. And I wrote songs, but they ended up changing like 75% of my lyrics to whatever the fuck they wanted, because it wasn't catchy enough or whatever. And genuinely, so the music I'm gonna release as the Lonely Thompson, that's all music that I was making during that time, and it's sad music and it's alternative music, so it's not necessarily the same. And I showed that to them, and they're like, nah. But I genuinely think that those like 2 songs that I'm prepping to release, I don't even know when, like those songs like have great potential, I think.
So let's kind of talk about it. Like, were you satisfied with what like those songs came out as? Like, now that like you didn't have as much influence.
Yeah, but it kind of like crushed me. It was
I get you.
Like imagine just like going that far, like being able to go that far, and then they just like hold you back in a way. Like it's like, and you can't really do anything about it.
It wasn't really you.
Right. It wasn't me. No, it wasn't. Like if you listen to those 3 songs that I made before, compared to that whole album, they're totally different. And there was only one song that I fucking wrote the whole thing to, and guess what?
What's that?
That's the most played song.
Which one is it?
It's Greatness.
Greatness?
Yeah, and it's just
I like Pouring, I think.
Yeah.
That's personally my favorite on that album. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I liked like 4 of the songs. I didn't love them though. I could have definitely made them better.
I get what you mean. So okay, I want to talk about obviously you're on Spotify. Where did you start? Did you start like on SoundCloud, just on YouTube, or did you always jump straight into Spotify?
So like, I started, well, technically I did start on SoundCloud like every other person. I uploaded all my music to YouTube and all that, but like the problem was, it would like, people wouldn't take me seriously. It would be like, oh, you're a SoundCloud rapper. Your music's on YouTube, blah 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 blah. So I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm gonna put it on Spotify and Apple Music, make it like, at least like I'm doing this in a better way, and like genuinely people like they got that, like they weren't like, you're a SoundCloud rapper.
So are you on Apple Music too?
Yeah, I'm on Apple Music too.
And like, what was that process like hard at all, or like it was pretty straightforward?
No, so like how I did it in the beginning, the label did it for me.
Oh, okay.
But in the beginning, there's like 3 different platforms. The one that I used was DistroKid. It's just like a music platform, and what that does is just it then puts it on Spotify, Apple Music, and all this stuff, and it's like $12 you got to pay a year. It's a subscription, and then you can upload as much music to any of those platforms as you want.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, so I know you touched a little bit about your original name, Lil X Flex, and I think you said XXXTentacion had a little bit of influence going into that.
Yeah.
And so, why did you choose exactly Lil X Flex?
So Lil, I don't know why I like use that name at all. Like, to be honest, I shouldn't have used those names. It was also the problem of me changing my name so many times was people weren't truly seeing me for who I was. So when you put Lil in front of your name, you have to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And for me, I wanted to make like different type of all like just a bunch of different type of music, and I couldn't do that because because like the Lil, like it sounds crazy, but like if you make an alternative song and you're Lil X Flex, like people are like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, that was the main problem. So I transitioned from Lil X Flex to Lil X because I thought the flex was kind of cringy, and then that was my label name.
Lil X.
Yeah, like no one can use that.
New Kid on the Block released under Lil X, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the album name, and then Lil X was just my name, and then like from there, like I decided to switch it to the Lonely Thompson because I found a new liking to alternative and sad music, and because of that, I feel like the Lonely Thompson.
So, when you kind of say
name.
like alternative and sad music, like, do you have any like artists in mind that maybe people would like understand kind of like the vibe you're going to? Like, when you say sad, is it more like lo-fi kind of?
No.
What do you mean by that? Like Dusky says.
I legit don't have an artist that I know like really.
Oh,
makes,
so it's like.
It's well, I guess like Lil Peep in a way.
No, yeah,
like,
okay.
Something like that. Like
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
Like it's like sad alternative
Mhm.
type. I don't necessarily what you would categorize that shit as, but I don't know. I love it. Like there like it has for me, sad music has way more emotion.
Right.
Like I guess like I would always make like hype music where I was like kind of screaming because it would give a lot of emotion. It would make you feel something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like someone screaming, like all these rappers, like a lot of them, they like use their that's what music is. It's using your voice to create emotion.
Right.
And like I just found that those two ways were like the best, and I tried that one way, and I guess I could still make music under that name.
Mm-hmm.
And
so how
That's the
how
reason.
does that name change work under like your label and stuff? Like, are you gonna have
So-
to create a whole different persona, or is it what is it exactly?
So basically, Lil X Flex was me as a little kid becoming a rapper, but due to like just genuine misunderstanding, people would like think like I'm trying to be like a thug and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Nah, I'm just being a rapper. Like, chill. You don't have to try to like. People would like try to test me and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I would be like, whoa, like chill. I'm just
Mhm.
like, can you not just be a rapper?
Yeah,
And
no, I get
do you
you.
have to be a like a gangster? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I see what you mean.
That's actually what led to a lot of that led to my greatest demise. So as Lil X, I was in Paris, France, and I was there just on a family vacation, and at the time I was talking to two crazy artists that hit me up because of the production that I did with Sony, and those two artists were Sauce Walker, which is he's a guy, he comes from Dallas, he's a rapper, and he's actually the one he's the one that inspired XXXTentacion to start rapping. Yeah, and also he inspired Lil Uzi's dance moves. You know how Lil Uzi does like that, like
yeah,
or whatever. Like that's all from this guy Sauce Walker. And then there's this other guy that's Kodak Black's cousin. His name's Jack Boy. I was talking to him at the time. Kodak was locked up, so I just kind of saw it as like, holy fuck, like these people are texting me, and how this Sauce Walker guy reached out to me was like, I like what you're doing. I like your name. I like what you stand for, and I see a lot in you as of what XXXTentacion himself was trying to do. So it was really deep. It was like, damn, like imagine imagine you want to become Michael Phelps, and the person Michael Phelps looked up to said that you're like him.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. That's nuts. Like, that's just where I was. And unfortunately, what happened was that my parents had to cut them off because they weren't testing me or anything, but they saw that they were like gangsters.
Yeah, no,
and they didn't like that, so then they were like, nah, you can't talk to them. But in another fucking universe, I could have been making music with Kodak right now, and Jack Boy and Sauce Walker.
Dude, that's what's up, bro. That's crazy. Funny how the world works.
I mean, but I think everyone has to fail in order to succeed.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I mean, of course, maybe later when, of course, you're more independent, you're your own person completely.
Exactly.
It's up to you. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So, let's kind of talk about how your music coincided with like your high school life. How did how did you mix those? Like, what problems arise, if any, of course? Kind of like how your classmates maybe saw you. Like, did anyone treat you any different? Kind of like
definitely. So many people like
the
it's
whole fake friends talk and stuff like that
definitely.
too.
So when I first started off making music, people, they were like, "Oh, okay." They're like, most people were like, "Oh, this is pretty good. I like what you're doing."
Yeah.
And that's how it was. So at like the beginning, and then there was just people like talking shit behind my back, you know, like, this kid, he's stupid, blah blah blah. He's not gonna make it, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone. And then it led to eventually, like, when it got bigger and I was doing the label shit. I was 16 and I was in Coronado, and I was just had a regular life, but there was hella talk around school about like everything happening, and it led to older people just like trying to troll me and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it didn't really get to me, I wouldn't say. I think the hardest part was after I released the music, I got a fuck ton of views. Like,
Yeah.
I got like 1.5 million views with like 3 music videos, like, in total. And that shit, like, that was weird. Like, that was definitely weird. It just didn't seem real. And I think because I was winning, people didn't like that, you know. Like,
Mhm.
nobody likes it when you're winning. They like feel threatened
Yeah.
by you being around if you're winning too much, because then they
Yeah.
feel like they're shit and they're not doing anything.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I get what you mean.
That's what happened a lot, and that would cause people to try to bring me down.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, because if society didn't necessarily do that, I wonder, like, where would I be?
Yeah. So,
That's nuts.
did you lose like any friends, like maybe relationships, or like
Nah.
did you ever have that moment where you're like, okay, now I see who's real and who's not?
I mean, I've always been the type of person to like seek out only purely like genuine connection.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, so I'm not, like, if you're fake, I might be your acquaintance. Like, I may be around you, but I'm not gonna be your friend.
Nah, I get you.
Like, you just gotta, like, I hate how people are just, I just hate how people are. Like,
Yeah.
like, I feel like I should have been born in a different time period. Like I care too much about people, like genuine people. Like, for example, how I treat girls, I guess I would say.
Mhm.
That's a lot like how my grandpa taught me to fucking raise girls.
Exactly.
And that's like super respectable, especially to like parents. But girls lose the value of that, I would say.
I get what you mean. Like,
And total society.
in the culture nowadays, it's a lot about hookups, and no one's really looking for nothing real.
Hell no.
So,
And yeah, like, that's really it. So like, right now I'm just doing me, living my own life, and that's it.
that's what's up, bro. So let's kind of talk about your early graduation. You are now at UTEP studying. What are you studying?
Business marketing.
Business marketing. What made you choose your major, your career field, and what went into your decision to go out of high school early instead of like enjoying your last year?
So it was actually my ex-girlfriend. She was like, come on, let's graduate early and then we could spend this time like traveling the world. And I was like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Even if I have to take like 2 hard classes, like, what is it, 2 hard classes for a semester, and then I could graduate a whole semester early. Like,
Yeah.
come on. So then she dipped during the pandemic, and then I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm like, I just need like 1 credit in order to graduate a
Right.
semester early, so I might as well do it for
Mhm.
myself. So I did it for myself, and at the same time, it was barely entering this like pandemic thing.
Mhm.
So it worked out in the long run because like I wasn't wasting my time on online school. I got to jump to.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I got to just jump to college, and then like.
How was that transition? Was it smooth? Was it any harder at all?
It was definitely way more difficult. I would just say that you got to put way more effort, if anything, into college. It's not harder, I wouldn't say, but the effort and the time management that you have to put into college is way different than like high school. Because it's like they'll just be like, do this, because it's like a business, so they're like, you don't have to be there,
right?
They don't care. Think about that. And so they'll give you work, and it's your choice if you want to complete it or not.
At the end of the day, it is your money. So
right. And how many hours it takes to like complete that shit, that's on you.
Exactly.
That's not on them. They don't care. They're just assigning the work. So that's the hard thing. You got to take out like a lot of, I don't know, whatever you do, play Xbox and shit. You got to push that shit more to the side in order to focus more on school, especially if you want to do other things like party and stuff.
Yeah. So would you say that like your change in general in like your daily life between like high school and college like shifted a lot, or?
Oh, definitely.
Like what things did you have to like cut out, maybe stop doing? Or what are you more like concentrated on? Like did your like priorities change?
Definitely. So during the pandemic, it kind of, so after all the music and stuff, it made me have like a very pessimistic view on reality. Like it was kind of like, guess I shouldn't make music, blah blah blah. I mean, it's hard when you try to do something you love and like a million people laugh at your fucking face. Like that's defeat. That's failure. And I took that up the ass, and and yeah, like, so I just started being more realistic on my livelihood. So then I started working, started doing different stuff, and that caused my whole life to change because I have a job. I have different things besides school alone that I have to keep up on. So yeah, like that definitely changed everything.
So what do you do like as your job? Are you with your parents' company?
Yeah, so I'm under my father at our maintenance company, and I just basically like, if someone's supposed to clean something or do something, okay, I'll give you a better example. So like, for example, the West Star building downtown, that's a big ass building, the biggest building in El Paso, and they just like were like, okay, we got you to work on it. Like they just put it on our plate, and now we have to make sure after the construction and everything is clean and spotless, so that all the money they put in the building doesn't go to shit, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we're really doing, and that's what we focus on. And what I just do is I just manage the people at the end of the day, make sure they did their work, and if I have to get on my hands and knees and finish their fucking job because they didn't, then that's what I have to do.
All right.
That's it.
So do you like it?
Yeah, no, like it's definitely something I wouldn't say I wouldn't like. Like it's not that I don't like it. I like it because I'm getting out more. I'm like forced to learn things, like in just like general, like just life, like down to like tools, to just how to like fix things, a bunch of different stuff.
So basically just important skills.
Yeah, and I think that I like that.
And so like moving forward, what do you want out of like your career professionally, not in like the music side, like as a professional?
Well, probably just one day I hope to have a real estate company, which I'm currently working on, and then at the same time I'll be taking over my father's business through time, the next couple years.
Right. So as of now, you are currently learning what it takes to eventually take the torch from him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool, man. So okay, let's talk about the music videos.
Okay.
The music videos. Of course, you had your songs, and the songs, the audio is completely different from your actual videos. So how did that go about? I know you were in like Mexico, no, filming some of those.
No, I was in Miami.
Oh, okay, so it was like a beach area though.
Yeah. So it was actually nuts. This is the fun stuff. So my manager, he picks me up, and then we go, and he's like, "Okay, we're recording today." I'm like,
Nah.
like, okay, thanks for telling me. and then we drive down to this place way out of Miami. To be honest, it's like 30 minutes away from Miami, and it's just a giant green screen room. That's all it is. So there's just green screen all around us, and then there's these two girls, and they were actually used in Drake's and Chris Brown's music videos. So it was like, damn, like,
yeah,
even the girls are like a high ass class compared to like what I was doing, you know, just like fucking around with my friends. And then all of a sudden, like, a garage opens, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then they pull out a fucking, they just start backing in a Maybach.
Damn.
So then it's just like, there's a Maybach now in this giant green screen room with two girls, and then they're like, okay, change into this, change into that, blah blah blah, wear this, don't wear that. And then I go, I do it, I record, play the music in the background, do my shit, and honestly, it didn't go as well as I wished. That was like due to me, but it was like nerves, you know.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Like, I was definitely nervous doing
so
that.
it was your first time doing it, and you kind of, it got to you.
Well, dude, imagine like being so far away from home, and then there's these crazy girls, and then there's a Maybach, and you're in a green screen room.
I imagine that's like a shock.
And then there's drones flying above you and shit, and then there's a manager like telling you what to do. There's a person that tells you what to dress in. Like, it really, it makes you just like you don't really feel you're even there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
It's that much of a shock.
Yeah, it's like out of body almost. Like,
yeah,
it's
like
crazy.
It's like you're just dreaming. To be honest, like, the heck? Who
So-
does that?
So it was fun. Did you have fun doing
Yeah,
that?
I had fun, but definitely, like, if I got to do it for myself.
Right.
And create my own unique music, which that's what I'm trying to do with my new artist name. I'm gonna definitely do way different things.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, I'm gonna just, instead of them like pushing me into all this BS that I didn't want to do, I would just do it purely whatever the fuck I wanted.
Right.
And I feel like at the end of the day, that would come out so much better.
It was like you actually like going through everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna ask you, did you get any like shit for the video, like outside, like maybe even like teachers, your parents?
Yeah, so definitely teachers like, what the heck?
Did you have teachers going up to you and like talking to you about it?
Well, yeah, like
Uh-huh.
it's kind of weird, but like even the teachers were seeing it. So it was like, because it was just thrown around the school. So then the teachers would come up to me and be like, what is this? Like, I'm like, oh, I'm a rapper? Like, imagine saying that to a teacher, and they're like, oh, okay, you can't be showing this around class, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, showing it to me? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? No, but like, genuinely, not that much from like, my parents did care, I would say, the most. They just didn't want my perspective to get fucked, which I guess that's genuinely a good thing. But it did hold me back because I wasn't able to do like a lot of things I wish I could have done.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah,
so
that's just them protecting me.
So I'm just curious. You were in a relationship at the time. Like, did you catch any like words from her for like the girls or anything?
Actually, believe it or not, no.
Oh, okay,
I didn't.
Okay, that's funny.
I didn't, but that's because the person I was with at the time, she was like, she trusted me, and I don't know, but like definitely like people ask that a lot.
Yeah, it's just
like
it's
they're just like, you had a girlfriend, how did your girlfriend feel?
Yeah,
Because there's like girls like twerking and they're in bikinis, you know. No, I get that though.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean the music videos, they're cool. It was a shock. Nothing like you're used to.
Right.
Would you ever do something like that again?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
But I would genuinely, I'd put more time into getting out of that state of shock, so then I could just do my shit, you know? Like, I guess, like, the fact that I've never been on camera before, like, I never was recorded. Like, I was just recorded with, like, a mic. It just put me on edge. Like, just that alone.
Yeah. I want to say, I didn't know it was a green screen, so I feel like I'm kind of dumb.
No,
I thought it was actually, like, at the place.
So only one music video was a green screen.
Oh, okay.
The other two weren't. And dude, no, I have this crazy ass story. We didn't have a boat, and we're in Miami, and there was this like, so the photographer was like, we need to go out into that little bay area. And it's like a, what's it called? I don't fucking know. But basically you could stand up in the water.
Oh, okay, so there's like a more shallow kind of...
It's like shallow, but it's in the middle of the ocean. So
it's like a bank, a sandbank that...
Yeah. So there was like a bunch of people partying there, boats that were pulling up, and it was pretty big. And then we didn't have a boat, so how were we gonna get there? Jump in the water. I had to swim there. I swam back. It was nuts. And then when I got there, I had to record. They were flying a drone out to me. They were recording me in a drone. I was just fucking doing this. They're like, okay, go now. And then I was just like, okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun, bro. That sounds like a cool experience.
Yeah, it definitely was.
All right, man. So let's go on and talk about your Lonely Thompson, the Lonely Thompson. What are you trying to do with that? I know you said that you had some music recorded for that.
Yeah.
So what's up?
So yeah, I've been just working on music. I've been trying to like keep it underground, like just like not really show people too much of what I'm doing, because like I want it to be just perfect when it releases. I don't know. I've been like discovering different types of ways to take photography, just to learn how to create cool different ideas for like cover art and shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like for your album cover?
Yeah, like Polaroids, all that type of shit. And yeah, that's like the main thing. And I want to release close to the end of the year. I don't know exactly when, maybe even sooner. And yeah, like that's just gonna that goes how it goes. Like I'm not gonna push anything onto it this time. I'm not gonna like have expectations for it. It's just gonna be what it is.
So I don't think we've talked about it, but why the Lonely Thompson? What's your inspiration behind that?
It's myself. So my middle name is Thomas. So my grandfather actually grew up in Southside Chicago, one of the deadliest neighborhoods in the fucking world, and he was a gangster. Like he was kind of pushed into it as a child. Like crazy stuff, and I've always loved my grandpa for everything he's taught me and stuff. Like he was one of those like brute guys, but he got whatever he wanted, and he was always the one that kind of just went through life, and if there was an obstacle, he knew how to get around it, and he was gonna get past it no matter what. And I've always liked Tommy guns as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of included both of them into it, and the Lonely Thompson.
Let's talk some video games. Where's your favorite Tommy gun from? Or movies? I don't know if it's a movie reference.
No. It's a reference to my grandfather being a gangster.
No, I understand that, but it's like, where's like, I don't know. Okay, so I guess.
Well, like I've just movies like in general, like old mobster movies, The Godfather, all that stuff. Like I love that.
Are you into Scarface?
Yeah, I was wearing a Scarface shirt earlier, actually.
No, that's cool, bro.
Yeah, I love this. I love Scarface and all that.
You give Scarface vibes.
Did I?
I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but it's like the way you carry yourself. It's
that's
like
a compliment.
It's like that. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
I don't know what it is about it, but it's cool.
Thanks.
It's cool. So Lonely Thompson, the new name. It's a cool name, bro. It's original. It's not like I don't think I've heard of anything too similar to like that.
Yeah, that's the thing, and like it's kind of just a new take on music but like being myself, like not playing a role. I'm not trying to be a rapper. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I'm just purely being
yourself,
whatever the fuck I want to be at the time. Like, there's not a limit to the music I'll create, what genre. No, like, it's just...
It's you.
It's me. Whatever comes out of my mouth, comes out of my mouth.
Okay, so let's talk about, like, more like your hobbies and, like, your interests. Let's say, like, when you're not in school, when you're not in work, what are you doing?
I mean, I like to play video games, but I write a lot of music, obviously. I've written, like, well over 200, 300 songs. Like a whole, like, binder just filled with, like, pages of music.
Wow.
And that's how I just genuinely love to express myself. And that's, like, something I do a lot. Play with my dog.
What kind of dog you got?
German Shepherd.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's super smart. Yeah, he knows all those, like, commands and shit. And, like, even with hands, like, you know, you have to talk. It's crazy. And I love spending time with my family. Like, that's just a given. But, like, I just, like, I love, like, where I come from. My family, like, they genuinely, like, they're the few people that are really like me on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, I haven't quite found, like, that one person that's kind of like me yet.
I get you.
Yeah.
Well, still young, so.
Yeah. Exactly.
The whole world out there.
I'm 18, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean, you're just starting.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just starting,
Exactly.
but it seems like I already did a long time ago.
Honestly, it does seem like you've gone through a lot, but it's just the start, right?
It's just the fucking start.
Yes, sir. Look out for that Lonely Thompson drop.
No, yeah,
You know what I
definitely,
mean?
like,
It's
gonna be different than the music I've created in the
yeah.
past.
It's a surprise. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about your podcast fans. I know you.
Okay, so yeah, like, the reason I really wanted to do this podcast too is because I've been just I've like, I have so many weird ideas and weird thoughts, and I just, so during Corona, I tried to just break down everything about everything. I try to just understand how the universe worked, why we're here, the biggest question that has never been solved. And that's, like, what's driven me mostly to make a podcast. I want to also give I have this cool idea because, like, media's always driven by money. So it's always, like, one-sided. Like, it's never like they give a full side. Whichever side it is, they're always giving one-sided information.
Right.
I want to be, like, a source that you can go to and it tells the complete truth.
Oh, dude, that's cool. Like, that's like something that, like, I really would value if there is a source like that.
Yeah.
That's just completely objective. Here are the facts. Like,
Yeah.
There's always
I don't care what you think. Here's
There's
the
always
facts.
some outside influence. Like, why not just say it how it is? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
And
And then I feel if people had, like, a better perspective of how things actually are, they would understand things way better. It's like, how are you gonna know how to do something if you only know, like, half of it?
exactly.
You can't. But if you know everything and you know exactly that what you're saying and what's given to you is straight facts, you got a way better advantage over most people.
Honestly, like, as a society, going off of just facts is a lot more progressive than, like, not. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having, like, half-sided truths is, like, don't get us anywhere. If anything, it hurts more than, like, than it helps. So
Yeah.
so that's really cool, man. So, I mean, do you have, like, a time frame that you want to, like, achieve, like, your podcast or anything like that?
I already started working on it. I'm actually it's gonna be two of us, me and my friend Joaquin Platt. I don't know if you know him.
I think I've seen him around.
Yeah, he's my good friend, and we're on Xbox, and we've been just talking about just stuff people don't talk about.
I'm an Xbox guy too, and PC. If you're watching PlayStation, get out of here right now. Or there's another side of this is, like, whenever you argue about consoles, you're just a broke boy. Just get both. I'm just kidding.
No, honestly, like, if you're starting out, I say PC is just the way to go.
I moved from Xbox to PC, and I really like PC. Like, but Xbox is cool for, like, you know, family and, like,
Yeah.
Like, friends kind of just like lay back, boom, competitive controller, like couch, boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
PC, I feel like it's more like you.
Yeah.
Like, for the best experience for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, those consoles are to share. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, definitely.
Like that's what I like about that. So yeah, with Joaquin, you know, talking about them Xbox parties and plans.
Yeah, like we've just like we could get, well, we're gonna get into some of that stuff, but just like what I think about the universe as a, like as a whole is like I don't think a lot of people put a lot of thoughts like that we're just on this floating rock in the middle of what we call space, and nobody cares to really think about what's happening around us.
It's crazy.
Like, do you know there's 40 billion other Earths? There are 40 billion other planets we can live on and survive on.
Oh, I mean, habitable, like, planets?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure about... I just know that with our current technology, we would never reach them.
Yeah, but the fact that they exist...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, everybody always thinks we're so special, but, like, at the end of the day, it's kind of sad. We're not.
Yeah. That's we can get into those.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
We'll get into that later. That's some interesting talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so, all right, let's go into Astroworld, bro.
Okay.
Concerts, like, how is that? How is that, like, that vibe, like, that environment?
Dude, the craziest, like I know people, like, genuinely, when they describe Astroworld, it's, like, the craziest thing they've ever experienced. Mm-hmm. One of the craziest things I've ever experienced. Like, no cap. Like, there's no way of describing it any other way but crazy as fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember at a point in time, both of my shoes came off. I lost my phone.
Damn.
And that was all just because I was in the concert. Like, that's how crazy it is. Like, but it's actually really nice because, like, the people there, you would expect them to be, like, dicks or whatever. Dude, like, I dropped my phone, a guy picked it up and handed it to me.
Yeah.
And then, like, I fell one time. I could have been trampled in a mosh pit. Dude, this buff-ass guy just grabbed me and picked me up, and he was like, here you go.
That's what's up. That's cool.
Yeah, like, everybody was nice.
Because, like, those can get scary, right? Like, there's been people that got injured. Has there been any deaths? Do you know about that?
Not deaths, but there's people passing out left and right. Like, at a certain time, the baby was performing. Holy crap, dude. I couldn't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I couldn't breathe at all. Like, it was hard.
Yeah, I get it.
It was just, like, hard.
So how's, like, the vibe? Just high energy the whole time?
High energy the whole time. When Travis comes out, highest energy, which is the last thing. Like, think about the performers you're seeing, like, Salt Playboy Cardi, The Baby, like, legit everyone.
Yeah,
Young Thug, The Migos, no, I didn't see Lil Uzi, my bad. Marilyn Manson went, a bunch of people, just, like, but, like, top tier artists. Like, how can you not have a amazing time?
Yeah.
It's impossible almost.
So, did you go with your friends? And
yeah.
Do you think that going with your friends is, like, better?
Oh, fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah. We took the time, well, one of my friends took the time to plan it out.
Uh-huh.
And we went on a fucking 14-hour drive.
Oh, the road trip.
We went on a road trip with the boys in a fucking little van. And holy crap, was that an experience alone. But, like...
Yeah, the road trip. That's cool,
but, like,
bro.
The fact that we were all there, you know, like... We were all in Houston. Oh, and then... I'll explain this at the end, but I had the I basically looked at Travis Scott face to face at a certain moment, and that was after the concert. But nah, I want to get into, like, just the environment. So, like, so in the beginning, like, this is how crazy it is. There's hella people. Like, I don't know if you've seen pictures of Astroworld previously. It's just ginormous. Yeah. Like, they have a carousel inside of the park. Yeah. Think about that. Like,
that's crazy.
It's nuts. They have, like, multiple stages. It's a common festival, you know?
Oh, yeah, I get you.
And then they have, you know how in Astroworld there's, like, that golden blow-up?
Oh, yeah.
Of Travis Scott?
Mm-hmm.
There was that one, but there was a new one. Mm-hmm. Because this was the second Astroworld to ever exist. And you get to, like, walk through it, take pictures. There was, like, a bunch of Jordan-sponsored things because they have, like, a Travis and Jordan have a partnership, and I ran to the merch right away.
Oh yeah.
I copped some merch.
Yes sir.
Dude,
I went to Astroworld and you copped what?
I copped a sweater.
Okay.
It was an Astroworld sweater and it has an eye.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it says like it says something. I don't even know. And then it has Astroworld on the back, and then it has like all the different performers.
So let's talk about it real quick. What are your thoughts on this bonfire shirt design? Is that like a sensitive topic?
I brought it up to one of my friends, and he got mad because I was like, I don't think that's it. I mean, no, like I like it, but it's for like bonfire. It's like, to me, for me personally, like I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. Find it to be basic.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Like you could have, like they just copy pasted. That's all they did.
What's your favorite bonfire design? I liked the winter sweatshirt last year. That
one was pretty dope. My sophomore year, I have no way of describing it, but it was sick. It was like beige, whatever. But it was sick. Like it was unique. It wasn't like basic. Like a lot of bonfire shirts are like beer. Like they turn like a beer logo into the shirt, you know, like it's just so basic. I get what they were doing with it, but it's almost like Astroworld's been out for a long time. I love Astroworld. Love Astroworld. Love Travis Scott. But it's like 2021.
Okay, yeah, no, not to offend anyone. So every year the torch is passed down about like the people who are supposed to plan it, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about like the quality of them? Have they stayed the same, gone up, gone down? Because I know this year would be like your age group that was like taking care of it.
So far it's been moderately the same.
Okay.
But like, I don't mean to diss anybody, but I got to. Like, come on.
You just gotta say it.
There's just ways you can make bonfire way better. Like, just sick as fuck compared to like what they're doing.
Yeah, I get you.
Bigger speakers, kegs. Like, there's a lot of different things you could like.
I want to say, stop keeping the elk and the profits. All right.
Please. Like, we're having a bonfire. We're supposed to be having fun.
Invest it back into it. You know,
yeah, maybe that's what it's for.
You know what I was thinking would be super badass?
Huh.
You know, they got like all the wood, you know, big old freaking like stacks of wood. You get someone with a bow out there. You wrap the tip of the bow with like freaking cloth, gasoline, light it on fire. You light
and
the
that's
whole
how you
bonfire
start the bonfire.
That's how you start it, with a freaking bow and arrow.
That would be sick.
The second you launch it, turn on the music, boom. But no one's doing that.
But see, like simply something like that would make bonfire more enjoyable, or like
make
even
it better, more
different.
lit.
Yeah, it would just be more lit. Like why can't there just be small things?
Where's the creativity?
Yeah.
Stop doing the same thing every
year.
Just
getting beer and going out with trucks and wood. Just lighting that shit on fire.
Get someone with a motocross out there. You know, someone with like a motorcycle doing some tricks. I don't know,
something nuts.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like, there's so many different things. But yeah, that's how I feel about bonfire and all that shit.
They're fun. They're chill. I mean, I don't have bad experiences.
No, I don't have a bad experience. Definitely not. But like, for my age, I would at least expect us to be like going further. You know, like, why would you want to be the same if you could be different? Why would you, like, if you have the chance to be better, why not be better?
Yeah, I guess
it's kind of stupid.
Kind of just like accepting the.
Yeah, it's like accepting what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because they're scared they don't want to fuck it up or whatever.
I mean,
I say just do it.
At the end of the day, it's a bonfire. You know what I mean? You're just adding things like.
Yeah, like the bonfire's there, but
fire, music, boom.
and then there's just more things. That's it. Like, so simple, but
more things to do. I don't know. Bring like a cornhole out there or something.
Dude,
I don't know, man.
Something, dude. Like, seriously, like, what if someone went out with their razors?
Yeah.
And then they just start giving people rides.
Actually, last year there's one of my friends did that.
See, that's lit.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool, bro.
And
like it was just him though, like, bro, like there's like a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Good.
No. I was like, it needs to be more people. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, that kind of like has that like capacity. Maybe I don't know.
But the problem is like not enough people have it, and they don't want to take it out there.
Oh yeah, I get you. Like permissions and stuff. But
yeah.
Hey, I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. So
facts.
Just a message. There's still time. So hopefully this doesn't offend nobody.
I mean, you could cut this out if you want.
No, hell no.
All right, bet.
All right. Okay, man. Astroworld. You want to talk about Block Boy or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I was out in Miami, and I was recording 8 hours a day in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could imagine. Like, food was delivered there, restroom was there, and it was an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, recording in Miami, Florida, so far away from little old El Paso, Texas, where nobody even knows what that is, like, where that is. It's just it was so badass. Like, Miami's vibes, like, they're just...
Yeah, I get you.
They're sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the city?
Yeah, I mean, I would never live in a giant city.
You think Miami's like a giant city?
Oh, no.
Would you classify it as that?
I would consider it a bigger city.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely, like, definitely a bigger city. But it's because there's just so inconvenient. Like, New York, like...
You think it's inconvenient?
Well, like living in LA, like, all these places, like, the traffic...
Oh, okay, I get you. Like, overpopulation is almost too much.
Exactly. Also, like, what you're getting for your buck is way less.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, that's one of, like, the main reasons I wouldn't want to go to, like, college up there. Like, if I went to college here, like, my money weighs a lot more than, like, up there, you know what I mean? So...
And that's why, like, you could buy, like, a $2 million house.
Exactly.
And it looks like a $50 million house in Miami. And it's the same size. It's just a location.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Say it would be cool to have like a ranch or something out in like Texas. That's cool. So let's talk about like your dream house. Like, what's up with that? What do you want in a home?
I've had multiple themes. I think I'm gonna have to build my own house.
Yeah.
Cause no offense to El Paso, but again, boys, get some creativity. Like, you all have the same stucco house. Like just I like modern houses. Mm-hmm. Even my house is stucco, so I'm roasting myself. But like, I feel like here. Let me give the best terminology.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to walk into Iron Man's house, that's what I want my house to look like. You.
Yeah,
some futuristic stuff, modern, just like some different things.
When you say modern, I have bad connotations of a block house.
No, not a block house.
Not blocky.
No, not a block.
What do you mean by like a modern look? Maybe for like that marble look, bunch of windows, like open space.
So the interior. So I have two concepts. Mm-hmm. Either a modern exterior. I want it to be like either one house that goes up, or it's going like zigzag to the side, like a Z.
Yeah. That's cool, bro.
And inside the small part in the middle, that's where your pool is.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool, bro.
If that makes sense. Like, that's basically it. Like, the other concept is like a French chateau. I don't know if you've ever seen
I have no idea what that is.
Like Drake's house. Here, let me pull this up real quick.
All right.
But
you don't got a Jamie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck.
No Jamie here.
This is the first podcast. Come on. But no, Drake's house. Like, I just like the exterior style. It's like just French looking. It's like, I don't know. Here.
You know, I haven't been to Europe or anything like that, so I have no idea how like the houses are over there.
I love French architecture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. And then, it reminds me a little bit like kind of like almost Spanish too.
Yeah.
Spain type of.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. I like that.
And then just like a modern interior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that would be like, but
what do you like for like amenities? I know you said like a pool, but is there anything like like a spa, bro? Like
oh shit,
like some bowling lanes, like basketball court. What?
Oh fuck.
Dream house.
Dream
house.
Like, at least a 6-car garage.
Uh-huh.
I wanna if okay, this is if I can be able to have all these things one day,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if I'm lucky enough. But like, let's just say like we're in my garage and there's like a wall right here. I want them like panels with lines, right?
Yeah.
And inside of each of the lines is like a light like that,
Uh-huh.
you know, just like so it looks like just rows of lines.
Okay,
you know?
I get that.
It'll look sick as fuck. And then through one of the walls you push it, and then it's my office.
Okay, so
Like-
you do like kind of like the secret. Aesthetic.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially because like, I don't know, I just feel like that's badass.
It is. It's
like,
just cool.
Why not have an office with a secret door?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah.
In your garage.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That's what's up, bro. Let's talk about the classic American dream. Are you a believer in the wife, the kids? You know, like what's up with that? Like, what do you want?
Okay, so like we've been talking about, I'm kind of just going with the flow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know exactly where my life's headed, but depending on where it's headed is where I'm going to go.
Right.
And there's two sides of it. It's either I live alone, which seems sad.
A little bit.
but I get to have more freedom my whole life, or I can have wife and kids and stuff and I find it extraordinary to have a child. Like
Yes.
That's they're so unique, and it could just like it's I'm saying because like we don't know what my child would be. Yeah, exactly. But like think about it. You're like creating something from your own body that will one day grow into what could be like your best friend.
Exactly.
And it's someone like you but different in different ways.
It's a crazy concept.
Like that's so cool
It's really
in my
crazy.
opinion. I definitely probably will have one child.
Honestly, I think super interesting, like the concept of like your family, like all those bloodlines, like it's just all completely different people with like crazy experiences, like, you know what I mean? And so I want to be an old guy with a sense of humor. Like I want to be an old dude messing about like, oh man, I'm getting a heart attack, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like that. But personally, I'm a family person, so I feel like I need a family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, I gotta take my kid to a soccer game. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like, oh, you got all these in school. Like, I'm so proud of you. You know, like things like that. Like fatherhood is, I think one of the big purposes in life is like completing your duty as like a family person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I guess that's true. Like, I've never really thought about it, but like, you're like hosting the next life, but like through your like family's existence through time, like how you said bloodline, like all those people led up to you. So
And
like
now
if
you
one
lead
of
up to everyone
yeah
else.
exactly. So if you were to like just cut that off, it would also
Yeah.
just there wouldn't be that. Well, I have a brother, but like,
Me too.
But like, if there wasn't like, if I didn't have a brother, then that I would just totally erase that
It would end.
forever,
That's crazy.
and
That's scary
never
almost.
being on Earth would walk. That would be like me or my family. That's kind of interesting.
That's a big motivation for me, is kind of like that. Obviously, like I'm very, very, very lucky. Like we're pretty like we live very like we live good. You know what I mean? I've never like needed anything in my life. I've always had everything I needed, and I feel like I want to start like that generational like wealth. You know what I mean? Kind of like like obviously like it didn't come down to like to like me. Like I'm not like I wasn't given that, but I want to give that to the future.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where
understand.
like the next like our next generations like down my line will be like kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like just moving forward, like getting bigger and bigger. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely get you.
Yeah.
I have this crazy idea. So like, my family's I would consider well off, and I think anyone would consider. Not meaning to brag, fuck, but imagine maintaining that and growing that through long periods of time. Like if I could take this next step, like my father went this far, and then I could grow and go this far, or whatnot.
Exactly.
Imagine if that could continue going until eventually you're like Trump, the Kennedys, like you have this fortified name in almost history because of the generations before you and what you've done as a human. Like, I find that genuinely interesting.
Yeah, kind of like that impact, that mark on history, you know what I mean? Like, that right there, like, you have your own lifetime, but your reputation, what you stood for, like, that stays forever. And especially if you start something like that where it's like, for like the rest of time, it's gonna be known.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the Musks, like, that's it. Like, for the rest of history, it's gonna be Musk. You know what I mean? Like the Bezos, like Amazon, like that's just shattered the game.
Yeah.
Like, completely groundbreaking. Everything.
No, definitely.
It's like nothing like it was before, and so like, you know what I mean? To outlive your own like lifespan, like you gotta make an impact that's like gonna last a while. Yeah. And you do that through your family, like through your legacy. You know what I mean? So, I think that's cool. I think that's real cool. So we can talk about life theories, your space talks. I don't know, what do you want to jump into? We kind of been talking about like personal philosophies, like our goals in life, maybe. Like on like another topic, like what kind of dog do you want to have?
Oh, I want two Rottweilers.
You want Rottweilers?
I feel like that would be badass, but like trained
my girlfriend
ones.
has a Rottweiler.
That's sick.
He's kind of weird. He's a quirky dog. He's cute. He's cute.
Your girlfriend's gonna watch the podcast and be like, "What did you say about my dog?"
No, she's gonna agree with me.
Oh, okay.
He's a very unique dog. He's like one of those dogs that act like a person.
Oh, my dog's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like he lays on our beds when we're gone.
Yeah.
Opens doors by himself.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. I have Dobermans. I didn't show you, but one of them is weird, man. Like, she'll get in the house and then she'll sit on the bed, bro, and she'll just be posted up on the bed, just like sitting there, bro. It's like the weirdest thing ever.
And my dog, I don't know if you understand this. He has like human-looking eyes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get you.
So it's like, were you a human at one time?
Are you staring into my soul? Like, yeah.
Chill. Just sitting on my bed and I feel like you can read my mind.
You know, I think pit bulls have like one of the most human-looking eyes.
Oh yeah,
like I've seen a lot of pit bulls and I'm like, huh? You know what I mean?
I also like the miniature pit bulls.
I don't know what that is.
I think Travis Scott has one actually.
So you like Rottweilers? You want to have Rottweilers?
Yeah, I just find like, I mean, I think they're good-looking dogs. They're very scary if someone's trying to break into your house and stuff. They'll definitely like kill someone if they try to enter your house. And I don't know, I just like them. And I imagine like just having two Rottweilers. I just find that as bad as like the aesthetic would be modern house, Raptor, in the back of the Raptor, two Rottweilers.
Yeah. So you like the Raptors?
Yeah,
you love Raptors? One of my friends has a Raptor too.
No, yeah, dude, like they're just overall like crazy.
Yeah. Do you use it for what it's intended for?
What do you mean?
Like, my friend, he takes care of a lot of like his truck. Like,
he doesn't.
No. At some point, he didn't even let us put stuff in the bed of the truck, like, because he didn't want to take a scratch. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of the truck. But we went to Arizona, and like we had to like climb over like rocks, like things like that, and like off road like kind of scenario, and like do you ever do that?
Yeah, dude, no.
Like, you use it for what it's for.
Hold up. Hold the fuck up, bro. No, I gotta show you. Yeah, I'm totally probably the opposite. It's not that I don't take care of it, but, like, I feel like if you have something like that and it's made for off-roading, why would you not take it off-roading?
I'm not saying he doesn't. He does now. But, do you take advantage of what you have?
Oh, definitely. I guess I would say that, yeah.
Okay.
Crap. When was
it's like the all the girls with the Jeeps. It's like, you know what that lives up to? You know what you could be doing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh man, I would just drive over sidewalks all the time if I had one of those.
No, yeah, that like I have to give less of a shit about like, well, you give less of a shit about stuff like that's like on the grounds, like a curb, like, oh, I hit a curb. If you're in a car, like, fuck, did I just scratch something? You know, it's easier. Damn it, I don't have a video.
What were you doing?
But anyways, I was doing like donuts in the desert.
Okay.
Going Bajaing that shit, just like.
That's cool.
I hit like 60 in the desert.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like yeah.
I've been in a racer hitting that kind of speed. That's scary. Yeah.
I love like adrenaline. I'm adrenaline junkie for sure. Like I love going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you, bro.
I gotta have a fast car.
Yeah, no, I get you. What's dream car? Dream car.
Woo.
What kind of cars do you like? Maybe not like like what style? What you looking for?
I definitely like sports cars.
Sports cars.
I mean that's a given to most people, but like I like the Koenigsegg.
Okay, Koenigseggs. Yeah.
That's like a dream car, you know. That car's like $2 million or something like that, and then to like keep up with it, it's probably like hella expensive. Yeah. But like a more realistic car, I think I want to get a Supra.
Oh yeah.
But like the new one, and then like just like deck it out.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Like,
look pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like them.
Just put like 1,000 HP in that.
Yes, sir. Okay, so your dream cars. Why'd you choose a Raptor, or how did that go? Not maybe like how did that happen?
So
Raptor now.
Yeah, so, well, I was fortunate enough for my parents to let me buy one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew I wanted a truck or, well, truck or a car, but obviously, but like it was like two different things. Like I have to explain what I mean. Like it was a Lexus car.
Yeah.
But like the sports version.
Mm-hmm. A sporty car versus
the Raptor.
Yeah.
So then I said, nah, a Raptor overall, it still has speed. Mm-hmm. It's bigger. My parents also liked it because my mom's super paranoid about stuff.
Safer?
So yeah, she's like, oh, that's definitely a bigger car. So if you get in a car accident, you're gonna be more safe.
I mean, it's built pretty solid. So
yeah. Dude, it has airbags in its seatbelts.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's in the back. Like they're like super thick, and they have two tubes. Because one's a CO2 tank, and if you get in a car accident, and go. Yeah, it's a 5-star for safety actually.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Have you ever had any close calls? Accident-wise, or not really?
No, not really.
No.
I've never even wrecked. I've gotten in some benders. Scratched a little bit, but like nothing too bad.
Mm-hmm. That's good, bro.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
No, it's chill.
Okay, bro. All right, so.
But yeah, you want to get into space?
Space. What's interesting, bro?
What's not interesting about space?
What made you sit down one day and say, "Wow"?
Like I gotta. Well. So, I've always like wondered how God created everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I started like reminiscing in that idea, and I figured out that there's these clouds. It's basic astronomy, but it's like there's these clouds called nebula. They could be huge, like unexplainably huge, and it's dust. It's space dust, right? Yeah. But what it does is what's so fascinating to me. Like it creates full-on planets.
Mm-hmm.
Like dust creates planets.
Planets create us.
So it's like, I've always thought like, whoa, maybe that's just, what if that is God? What if that is God? Like, I'm not saying like a physical form of God. What if that's just God creating stuff while we're here without us even knowing?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, maybe that's what nebula might be. Alone, like just that topic about space, that just simply nebula destroys my mind. Like, and then like you could go into it like black holes.
Yeah,
like
I don't know too much about those.
Black holes are just nothing, basically. That's
They're
the best way.
I think it would be everything, just infinite mass, just absorbing everything.
I have a question.
What's up?
What do you think happens if you get absorbed into one?
As a person, you would die instantly.
No. I know that.
But like,
if you had a way to go through it,
where does
safely?
It go? Where does it go? I don't think anybody even knows that.
No, nobody knows that. But where do you think? Like it's impossible.
It's really like it's so hard to like grasp like the concept of why does it absorb every single like ray. I mean, I think there's like one ray that can escape it, like you know what I mean, like on the spectrum, but like light, like that's why it's like nothing can escape it. So like what is it doing? You know what I mean? Like
what is it for? Why is it
there?
there?
Like why? Like what I mean, what law of physics like says that that's possible? You know what I mean? I just
exactly, it defies all laws of physics because it's like matter cannot be created nor destroyed. So it's like
exactly
that has to go somewhere.
Exactly. So I mean, I wouldn't say like defies it. It just would mean that like because we have that kind of like two sides of it always, and we only know one side. Like I don't even know. I personally have no idea.
Dude, no, like there's crazy theories out there.
Maybe that's the hole between those realities. I have no idea.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
They say you could go into different dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Dimensions. Some people think universes.
I mean,
different things.
It does in a way almost transcend like what we know about like how things work. So maybe, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We have no way to test it. So like people say, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, basically.
So.
No, yeah, just like everything about space is nuts.
It is.
How I was talking about how there's 40 billion other Earths.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus, think about that. Like, imagine having $40 billion and each dollar is an Earth.
Oh yeah. The difference between a million and a billion is crazy. So,
and then the fact that there's like not just 1 billion, not even like a couple 100,000, not like 10 other Earths. There's 40 billion.
Yeah. It's a crazy amount.
Like, so like in order to rule out aliens don't exist by the law of probability, you would have to say no, aliens don't exist. Not even in a 1 in 40 billion chance.
Yeah, and I don't think that's valid. It's not.
Like that, you have to be just so ignorant
Mm-hmm.
to just be like, no.
Exactly. Because we're here, so.
Like an alien just means like foreign.
Exactly. Just, it could be a plant, literally. I mean.
A worm.
Literally, it could be like some bacteria on Mars.
Yeah, or it could be a human. Like another, not a human.
Like a more developed
humanoid.
Organism. Yeah.
I don't know.
More developed. I just, here on Earth, we're based on carbon. And,
Mm-hmm.
like, that literally, our 9.8 meters per second gravity downwards, it's, like, literally shaped, like, humans, like, how we look and stuff. So, I mean, like, organisms on other Earth, they would completely, like, be different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that's what breaks my mind. Like.
It's so weird to even think, like, okay, like, we were based on carbon. What about, like, a helium-based, like, organism? Like, what would that even look like? You know what I mean? It's
nuts. And then, like...
It's crazy.
And just how planets work in general,
Mm-hmm.
it's nuts. Like...
What the thing I really like is, you know, like the Big Bang and how we're constantly moving out.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every second because, like, you know what I mean, how like it like exploded obviously, and that just moves out indefinitely, and at one point it's gonna come back in and compress, and another Big Bang's probably gonna happen. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Right.
I don't know. I think we're traveling some million miles per hour, like as the Earth, as even the entire.
You want to fact check all this shit?
I think we can fact check it. I think even the entire solar system is just traveling out.
Yeah, I know that.
From the origin, the point of origin.
Because where do you even base? Where is the point of origin? Just where the Big Bang happened?
I would say the point of origin is
the Big Bang itself.
Yeah, there.
Because that's like where mass
started. That's where everything started.
So see, that's where just like physics
weird.
starts blowing my mind. Like,
and
I can't.
Because like that's where I think time started. That Big Bang started. Boom. That's where.
What do you mean?
Like
time.
Like what we see as time. What I think time is actually the progression.
2.2 million kilometers per hour.
We're traveling that fast. What I see as time is like the progression as we move out more from like the origin. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That explosion. So like basically
Right.
that time is like that progression of us expanding. You know what I mean? Obviously we see it as seconds, minutes, hours, days.
Well, no, I think that form of time.
That's just a way to quantify like us.
Humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a tool. It's
Yeah.
like to help humans
exist.
Yeah, just like to help with our needs,
Mm-hmm.
timing, everything. You know.
Yeah.
But inside of calendars and minutes and everything, none of that truly exists.
Yeah, that's just a construct from humans.
It's a concept.
Exactly. That's just,
I wonder what aliens think about time.
I know. Imagine, like, how do other people, like, quantify, like, that kind of movement? You know what I mean? Because, like, you obviously think about, like, the 3 dimensions, like, space and, like, all of this. And there's also, like, the time aspect. You know what I mean? Like, there's another layer to all of that. And, like, you know, like, other organisms could probably do it different, you know what I mean? Maybe even, like, better, like, more efficiently.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
Well, I was thinking about it, like, okay, there's 40 billion other Earths, right, that we know of. There could even be more. And if we were simply, like, these Earths that I'm talking about, I'm just saying Earths, but they're just planets, but they live in the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Like, just not too hot, not too cold.
Exactly, like, right where life can
exist,
right.
To our standard, though, right?
Right, to our standard.
Yeah.
So that's where we could be looking wrong. We could be looking at that and not even skip past the fact that there could be life somewhere else.
With different standards, other than carbon-based.
Correct, like how we were kind of talking about.
Yeah.
And then there's also the thoughts of, like, size. Like, if there's, like, an ants colony on a planet, you're not going to find it.
Exactly, especially
so then it's basically not there. Like, and then if something's super big, it's also not there.
Yeah.
Because it'll just be, like, everywhere in a sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just unquantifiably big.
Like, the sun is super big. So, like, it's just kind of there, and it like, its rays float onto our Earth. And if it was smaller, it wouldn't have the same effect. None of that would happen in those ways.
If we were a couple miles closer, we wouldn't have been here. If it was a little smaller, we probably would have been here either. You know what I mean? It's weird. And the moons, that's just crazy. It's so weird. Floating rock, and we say, "Oh man, there's a full moon." That's cool. Yeah. That's crazy.
Dude, but at the end of the day, we are just a floating rock.
Exactly.
That's the crazy part.
I know, like, it's weird. I find it not to. I don't always like thinking about it like that, because it almost, like,
it scares you.
Of course, it's scary, but, like, it takes away, like, the meaning to life. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost. I mean, of course, you could go to extremes.
Right.
Anything, like, but, like, obviously we're, like, a blip in existence. Us as, like, people, blip. Well, like, compared to, like, the large scheme of things, rocks floating around.
Do you want me to scare you?
Say it.
So, this universe, look it up. It's 13.8 billion years old. So if we took that, and then we figured out, okay, well, the Earth is 4 billion. Okay. So now we know. Of that amount of time, we weren't there. Okay? At least the Earth, the rock that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then think about that. 4 billion years. But humanity itself hasn't been around for 4 billion years.
No.
It's been around 100 to 200,000 years. The fuck is 100 to 200,000 years
compared
to 13.8 billion years? It's exactly like you said, a blip in existence. And I think humans just, like, try to make it seem like we're special in a way, but, like, we really don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
We don't.
We have no idea.
We have no clue how long this will last.
And we're just killing our planet too.
That's the funny thing. Like, people just, like, we're like, I also thought about that. Like, not only killing our planet, but we're killing ourselves. Like, countries fight countries.
Oh yeah.
War.
Conflict.
All that. Like, if we could avoid that, and the world could work together to achieve one goal, dude, we could be in the next planet. We could be way further than where we are now.
Exactly, but
then
people don't work that way.
And it's because of money. Like, money drives everything.
Money is a construct of humanity too. Like, it's just,
it makes everything work, but at the same time kills everything.
It's just, like, unfortunately, like, just people can't have that, like, unified perspective, and like, it might not even work. You know what I mean? For like the way we're built as organisms, like, it might be impossible.
Right.
It's like genuinely impossible.
I think so.
Like, I mean, maybe if you could start over, maybe, but like, it's just. I mean,
I think what it is dull-minded people.
mm-hmm.
If people educated themselves to a certain standard, and everybody was that educated, people would understand life at a higher standard, and then there would be less conflict. People would give a fuck, like give less of a fuck about a lot of different things.
It's just. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that have like that like privilege of being able to like reach that level, but like when you have people who are like all they can think about is, oh man, am I gonna survive this day? It's like it's hard, you know what I mean? But like,
Definitely.
There's a lot of people who like that kind of life is ages away. They never have to worry about like some people like they don't even have to worry about, oh, where's my next meal gonna come? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and they like those people are like perpetuating like the kind of like the greed of like personal interest, you know what I mean? In a way that's like it's not even like helpful. You're helping yourself, and it's gonna be meaningless. You have one life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, it's like there's a saying, when you plant a seed and you realize that you'll never get shade from it, that's when you start to understand the meaning of life.
Exactly. That's what I was like thinking with like, kind of like that generational wealth, you know what I mean? Like starting that foundation for everybody else, and not necessarily I'm gonna get to enjoy, you know what I mean, but like,
you'll start it
but
for
like
them.
that's what it's important is like starting it, you know what I mean, kind of like marking that point in history where from now on it's like greatness, hopefully, you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, what else do you like about space? What do you like about like the Musk, Blue Origin, all those kind of.
So I can't give too much info out, but I do coexist in Bezos's world to a certain standard, and he doesn't live too far away from here. I don't know if you know that. He has a house just like a couple hours away.
I thought just like
that's
where
where Blue
Musk
Origin
was
is.
in Austin.
No, Musk is in Austin, yeah.
Yeah, but he moved here too, right?
Who?
Musk, Elon Musk.
Yeah, he moved from
Cali.
I believe from Cali to Texas.
So
did Joe
Bezos
Rogan and all of them.
Yeah. So
no,
Bezos
was here like 10 years ago. A long time. He's been here for a long time. What he did is he went out into the fucking desert, because like, what better place to build a rocket company than just desert where nobody's gonna get hurt, you know? And then he just bought like a whole, like, I believe it was just like a whole block. He just went to each person and offered them like twice the amount of their average house, and then like they just left. And then he had all that space, and he has like hundreds of acres.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of acres, I believe. It's just nuts, and they're doing there like it's crazy. But I think Elon Musk is on a whole different level. Yeah, he's already doing it, and Bezos is barely like starting to be able to do it. And Bezos worked off of a lower amount of money, had less time, like all these things. And like, I don't know, I just think Elon Musk is definitely one of my mentors, but like he's like just extraordinary. Yeah. Like he's legit saving this planet with Tesla, and then his plan B is SpaceX to build another planet. Like, think about that. And he's a legit superhero. And then he's helping people with like the Neuralink, you know what I mean? Yeah, like how, like the fact that he has time to do all this is nuts. Like, how do you even find time to do that? I feel that's crazy, huh? Like, you got so many avenues to pursue like making an impact, and it's like at some point you're gonna run out of time. And like that's just crazy. Like if I was him, I would for sure be trying to look for the absolute best successor to like carry like. Oh really? Like if like you know. Well, he did that too. like you know what I mean? Like obviously he built his own school. Oh, there we go. And he has a bunch of his own children and people from SpaceX. Hopefully their children. He teaches XA12 how to run. You know, it's crazy. Do you know that name is actually considered to be future-born leader.
Oh, really?
That's what that name means.
I know there's like some archangel thing for like an airplane. But what's crazy is like we might have like the president of Mars in our lifetime. Like what?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Like
first person to be born on Mars.
First person, the leaders of Mars. Oh, look at this TV broadcast from Mars.
On your ID, it's gonna have to be like planet.
Oh,
Earth.
bro, I thought about that. Planet born, Earth, Mars. You know what I mean? Moon. Like, imagine. That's just crazy.
No, well, talk about yourself. Talk a little bit about your what you want to pursue in your future. Because I know it kind of coexists with what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, like, driving into like high school where I started like maturing, when I was like seriously thinking about what I wanted to do. Of course, I always grew up with like, oh, NASA, that's so cool, you know what I mean? And then SpaceX, of course. And then I saw like what the military is doing with like the Space Force, and I was like, huh. And I was like, that's really cool. It's just it's fairly new. You know what I mean? It's like
definitely.
It's an opportunity. It really is. As for me personally, like I have big goals in life, and like I feel like going into the military is a great way to like start that like foundation to like get to like a really big point. I like what the Space Force is doing. Of course they're like in the interest of the United States, so but like I think it's important, you know what I mean? And like I would like to go into it. First I want to like go into maybe like the Air Force, Army, transfer out later, but like just being part of something new, you know what I mean? This is the last time a branch was created was like 100 years ago, you know what I mean? So this is completely like, it really is like the new frontier. Like we already have unidentified flying objects who, I don't know if you heard about this.
Yeah, the Pentagon is releasing all
like
that shit.
Like stopped our nuclear capabilities for like a day. That's scary.
That's scary as fuck.
Like if another country like wanted to attack us and they got rid of our nuclear capabilities, it would be over. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing keeping the entire world intact.
Yeah,
is
civility and nukes.
And I'm not sure like how far a country will go to like stop us. You know what I mean? But that seems like the first step.
My question is, do you think humans are stupid enough to go into full-blown nuclear warfare
and just like
just start nuking each other? Just start nuking each other. Because it'll just destroy everything.
It's just like it just takes one. It takes one out of place person who like thinks they're larger than life, who
like Hitler,
like a Hitler, like a Kim Jong-un.
Mm-hmm.
It takes one, and like if you're getting a nuke your way, like you're just gonna take it, like you're not gonna retaliate. You know what I mean? It's like,
the fuck do you even do?
Like what do you do other than that? Other than like even like your own people like would expect you to do that, in a way. You know what I mean? And it's like, all you can do is trust the leaders that we have to not wipe us out. And that's scary.
Oh, that's scary as fuck.
That
especially
is scary.
With like every like everything happening recently. You know,
like a group of people tomorrow could choose to wipe out the earth if they clicked the button, if they wanted to. Well, you know what I mean?
That's just terrifying.
I think that's our biggest mistake as people was nuclear weapons. It's just took away the humanity.
Giving these evolved monkeys just a bunch of fucking explosives.
Monkeys throw rocks at each other. We're just monkeys who throw a little bigger rocks at each other.
Legit.
At the end of the day.
That's legit it, and that's like, that's scary.
That is scary.
Especially like
Einstein knew it.
Einstein tried to destroy it, you know.
Einstein knew, but it was too late.
He tried to destroy it. He was like, "Nah, what did I do?"
He trusted the leaders too much. That was his problem. He trusted them too much, and I don't think we should put that kind of trust. I mean, at least we should make sure it's the most qualified person to have wield that kind of power. But I mean, that's all you can do is trust.
Who the fuck is honestly qualified to do that? You know, like
it's gotta be people who have like a nuanced perspectives and who understand the bigger picture.
Yeah.
If you don't understand the bigger picture which is this race is gone,
Right.
then you're the wrong person. You know what I mean? If all you can think about is, oh, this is best for my country, this is best for this, you know what I mean? For almost like greedy goals, then you're going down the wrong path of like a bigger picture. You know what I mean?
But how could like someone not understand
How could someone
that?
not? It's just the upbringing, bro. Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
like
yeah, it's like
we don't know what Kim Jong Un thinks. You know what I mean? We don't know what like, these people like. We don't know their motivations. How many groups are there that would love to get their hands on a nuke? You know what I mean? There's probably quite a few. You know what I mean?
Few, I'd say fuck ton.
And then like it's scary how close we've come to like wiping us out. Like during like the Cold War. And you know what I mean? There was like 3 times where like a split-second decision could have wiped everyone out.
Yep. A split-second decision.
A person, bro. I feel like those people should be more emphasized in history for saving like the entire human race.
Like, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one guy that was from Russia.
Yeah.
Did have you heard about that?
Was it the submarine one, or which one are you talking about?
I'm not exactly sure, but he was working somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and there was like, so like say this is where he's working, there was like something over the base, and it was the sun, and they detected nuclear energy coming their way.
Mm-hmm.
So it was his choice then.
Yeah.
But he only saw one, so he's like, the United States is gonna nuke us. They're not gonna just send one.
Yeah.
That's not it. And he had this split-second chance to just boop, and that would have started the whole Cold War, and that would have ended the world.
Mm-hmm.
I would genuinely think.
I think so too. Even if it like the explosion themselves would have like disrupted everything, destroyed like the mantle, all like those earthquakes, the nuclear fallout would kill us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That cover over the earth would suffocate us, and we would all die. As for there was one in the Cold War. It was like during the missile crisis. There was a submarine, right? A nuclear submarine, and they were underwater, and they didn't have any communications. It was a Russian submarine, and there was a Navy ship, a U.S. Navy ship, on the surface, and they dropped down a survey charge. A survey charge isn't meant to destroy the ship. It's like a warning. Like, okay, if you cross this line, it's like, it's bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, these people in the submarine, they didn't have any communication, so they didn't know if like a war had just begun. There was 3 officers on that submarine who had to decide, like, to send those nuclear torpedoes out, and 2 of them said yes, and then one of them had to make the decision to not do it. You know what I mean? And like, he was right. It was a false alarm. It was just a survey charge, and so like that person also like avoided an all-out like war. So it's crazy how close we've come to like wiping these like ourselves out because of frankly dumb stuff. Frankly, like
Stupid ass shit. Just war.
like political ideologies.
And that's what destroys my sense in like humanity. Like, I hate the fact that like people will not be your friend because of who you choose to vote for. Huh?
That's crazy.
Like that's nuts to me. Like,
yeah, it is crazy.
why does that matter at all?
And like it's
I mean, it does matter. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm
Mhm.
saying it shouldn't matter to that extent.
I just think like if you think in the grand scheme of things, you have one life, and what, like 80, maybe if you're lucky, obviously like 80, 90 years,
Mhm.
and like kind of like having that like almost hate in your heart. It's like, why? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, just live.
exactly,
Like,
just
enjoy
live. Like,
enjoy life. What's the
enjoy and
point
live
in
your
that?
life. You only have one. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
we're like, are your priorities really that messed up where you care that much? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's
I guess
crazy.
some people's like priorities are just fucked then.
And I think so.
I mean, I think a lot of people, like, if a lot of people just focused on different things, I think some people could just be amazing, and they
Yeah.
just hold themselves back.
The thing is, you can't always. I mean, obviously, like you have to expect people to make their own decisions, but it's like sometimes your upbringing is just like you in your own mind you find it impossible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. You know what I mean?
It's definitely weird.
You gotta be careful when like raising people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I think we should have like a more unifying perspective rather than like a divisive all the time, constantly.
Exactly.
Like, how many issues could politicians have fixed already that are genuine issues, if it wasn't for like partisan ties. You know what I mean? How many genuine issues have gone unfixed because of
a lot more?
Tons. You know what I mean? Just because, how many people see a great idea, and they're like, "Oh man, that's a great idea." Oh wait, a Republican came up with that. A Democrat came up with that. No, you know what I mean? You know it's the right thing to do, but you let yourself not do it, but simply because of that.
I just find it so strange that anyone would ever think that. You know?
That what?
Like anyone would ever,
like, not make the right decision.
I guess, yeah.
I think you give too much credit to people, bro.
Damn.
The people are, they can't think beyond like a certain like extent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't personally, I don't give that much credit to people to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? And that sucks. It does.
Yeah, it does.
So, I don't know.
Nah, but back to what we were talking about, just space.
Space.
See where this went?
outside of our own circle and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Like, there's this one planet talking about physics. It rains, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it rains sideways. But guess what?
What?
It rains molten lava sideways.
Imagine that was here. That's crazy, bro.
Imagine seeing that. That would be so sick.
Mm-hmm. Imagine seeing those diamond showers in like Jupiter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, how crazy is it that those aren't even solid? You can't stand on them. It's a gas.
Well, yeah, like
it's gas giant.
Yeah, the gas giants, like
you can't even stand on them.
You can fall through them though, you know. So if you're close enough, the atmosphere can absorb you.
Isn't that weird?
And then you'll fall through until you'll just explode because of that atmospheric pressure.
Yeah. I imagine the core is solid though, for sure. That's where like the gravity is like.
I have no clue.
Like imagine you could just like.
No, actually, it's not.
The core is not solid?
I've actually done research. It's normally molten lava,
oh,
just like ours.
So okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
But it's just not solid.
You're right. We do have a little more. I thought at the center there was nickel though, just solid.
I don't know the Earth. I
think the Earth has solid nickel, or maybe molten nickel. I don't know.
I don't know, but shit's crazy. Like, what? But like, why would we even like? I don't know if that's stupid for me to say. Why would you consider it a planet?
What do you mean? Oh, like
a gas
thing? I mean,
dude, it's not habitable.
It's all about definitions, I guess. It's just it's a ball. It's in our solar system.
Yeah, but it's not habitable.
Planet. Well,
isn't a planet anywhere like a human can like belong? I guess.
No.
Or like something like
that goes into our definition. Just spherical object in space.
I guess you're right.
But a spherical object in space that is burning helium 24/7 is called a star, and then spherical objects in space that's absorbing everything, black hole. You know what I mean? It's just our definitions. It's also just a human construct. You know what I mean?
That's so weird. But like even the words we're saying like right now.
Oh yeah, that was created by us to be more efficient.
Just like time, you know, but like, like that's just so it's just so amazing. And like, have you ever sat down and like realized how fast technology is changing?
I see that mostly because of like history classes where it's like once we hit like 18 somethings,
yeah, it was
revolutionary like, period,
yeah,
boom, like exponential, you know what I mean, crazy exponential. And it's like this is fairly modern. We have no idea how like the repercussions of what we're doing like is headed to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like this exponential growth might even hit another exponential growth when we hit like AIs, like artificial intelligences that like can think completely differently than us.
And you know Google created some, right?
Did they?
They created two AI robots that were capable of like understanding and feeling, and it's actually really scary because they got so smart, and they were like talking about so many like different things that they made their own like language.
Oh yeah.
So they would bypass human.
That's crazy.
Like any human language. That's creepy as fuck.
That is creepy, but that's the future.
And you know what? That's what Neuralink is supposed to do in the future.
Mm.
It's supposed to bind AI intelligence and like humans together. It's like the saying, you can't beat them, join them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what we're doing.
Like I'm not sure if that's like the next logical step as people is completely integrating. I mean, we already have our phones with us 24/7. We're basically cyborgs already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think whether you're reserved about it or not, it's the next step. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen.
It's just for me, I almost find it like not even moral.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It's weird.
Well, like imagine having this in your head. It's
you know
like
what?
another layer of your brain.
You lose your humanity. And
yeah, because
I read fiction, and like that's truly what it means to be human, is to be like having those emotions and like experiencing life as a person. Like having that amount of information in your brain will like desensitize you, overstimulate you to the point where you won't even enjoy being a human anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like old school humans, like I think they had the best like fun, the most fun, you know what I mean?
Or maybe it's us.
What do you mean?
Right before the AI hits, it's us. Like we're having the best. We have like through time we have the best like time.
Yeah, I get you.
Lifetime, I guess you would say.
Like right now,
to be in
like this current state of technology.
I mean, it would
with
be
humans. Like,
it would be
right now.
Yeah, it would be as of technology. I would love to be in like the 80s or like just some way different place.
I just like the human interaction, the emphasis on that we used to be.
And then
more prevalent.
Technology just took that away through social media and all these things. We didn't have to anymore. It's like, and then if it goes so far that we all have Neuralinks, we won't have to talk.
Just look at each other like.
Yeah, we'll just like gain understanding.
I don't know.
Like that's just so.
I'm not sure
artificial.
If it's inevitable.
I think it might be inevitable.
I think.
Because like, say one person has one.
There's bound to be more people that are gonna want it too.
But not even that. Like, if one person gets one, they have like such a higher advantage.
Oh yeah, and I just had a train of thought. What if they get together, like make a society, make a country, take over? Imagine like, it's inevitable.
So then everyone would just have to, like, if that was happening, and it couldn't be stopped or anything. Like people would just have to join them. That means it's inevitable. You would just have to do it or you die.
I don't think people would ever be forced into getting them, just because those who have them have such a big advantage that I think that like they would hate to give the same playing field to other people. You know what I mean? Like think about these societies made of people with Neuralinks. Well, not that Neuralink will get to that point, but like something similar where it will. Where you have this like artificially advanced like capacity that is ages above other people. Why would you want other people to be able to compete with you with those same capacities?
Right.
It's gonna go into the same human greed to like have your
own the earth.
Yeah, to have your own motivation, to stay in that bubble instead of like as a collective moving forward. You know what I mean? So I have no idea where it'll go. I'm no expert in psychology and like the world interactions or anything, but it's interesting what we're gonna see in our lifetimes. It really
definitely.
Is. I think we were born in a great time.
Yeah, the other day I couldn't believe it. There was like a guy flying by on like this like. He was like on a hoverboard. No, I'm not even joking. Like it's like a helicopter that you just stand on, and it's like a giant drone. Sits under you.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those.
Hold up.
But that's crazy. I guess it's like futuristic.
Yeah, like we're living now, and that's already happening, and there's so much more to happen. Like think about what I'm talking about. Also about like technologies like. The time it's taken from us to go from like Pong. So like Pong was invented like as the first video game, right? And that was like not more than like 100 years ago. And now we're here able to play Call of Duty.
One step further,
everything's like realistic.
How much stronger is your phone computer compared to the computers that send us to like the moon? It's exponentially better.
Like
that's crazy.
Like yeah, like even like the electric like circuitry that was like made for that, like the first moon landings and stuff. It's like way shittier than even an iPhone.
Yeah.
That's nuts to think about.
Yeah, it is.
Like, an iPhone's more power. Like, this could get you to the moon, technically.
And you know why? And you know what's so crazy? It was a person.
Mm-hmm.
It was like people that wanted that innovation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like those Steve Jobs, those Bill Gates who like pushed that innovation to like crazy amounts. You know what I mean? And it's like Elon Musk is another one of those people. Jeff Bezos. Crazy innovation in a short period of time.
Definitely.
And like, that's just, we'll see what goes next.
Oh god, my bad.
No, you're all good.
Look at that shit, dude.
That's so cool. Oh, you know what? I saw the military doing something like that with a Navy ship, a guy in a Navy ship exploring to the other Navy ship.
Oh, that was a jetpack, bro.
Even better.
Like what? Like that used to be like a joke.
That used to be Back to the Future 2032. Like
legit.
Like what? You know what I mean? Crazy.
And we're living in those times.
And it's only.
And it's only starting. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like how much better was the first iPhone to this one? It was that iPhone was way shittier.
Imagine how those like 70, 80-year-olds think about like iPhones. They grew up like none of that. Like,
don't really know.
You would be lucky with like having like a big old box TV. Like, that's how we're gonna be, bro. Like, we're gonna be like those old heads that are like, back in my day, we had a phone that was this big. Now your phone is like in your glasses or in your eyeball or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna be like, things have changed. Like, back in my day, like, I couldn't call my boy up when Mars. Like, you know what I mean? Back in my day, I couldn't have a 3-hour trip to the moon to like go sightseeing. You know what I mean? I don't know what we'll get, but we're gonna look back.
Hopefully we get all of that.
You know what I mean?
I mean, besides like the just like corrupting human like life with technology. I don't want that. Like, I want to still be able to talk and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
some of that stuff is
it's
kind of
indispensable.
It's just hard to even like grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine sitting here and we don't even need these microphones. We don't need our mouths anymore.
How are the people on
Besides
YouTube here, though?
That's a question.
Will
we
weird.
Just be like...
We'll just be looking at the camera. They'll be
and
like,
then you just understand everything?
They'll just be laughing. Just silent and then start laughing. Like, that's just crazy. Oh, like for example, prisoners who came out of prison and they saw people with AirPods and they just thought they were talking to themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't know that.
Like, I mean,
it's nuts.
Like, think about it. Like, people, like, you're walking down something in like their ears, like they're talking. Like, these prisoners have been in prison I don't know how many years, right?
Yeah.
They come out and they're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Or like Chris Evans when he comes out of the ice.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what? Like, he sees all these towers, these cars. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a crazy way to think about it. But yeah, that's totally true.
We've come a long way.
In such a small amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it, everyone. 100,000 years to 200,000 years humanity has existed.
Mm-hmm. Even in the past 5 years, crazy innovation. Past 10 years, even crazier. Past 20 years, crazy. And, like, it's only going forward. You know, like, eventually our money isn't even going to be physical. You know what I mean? It's going to be crypto. You know what I mean? It's gonna.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna lead to cryptocurrency, and it's gonna be like just the international currency of everything.
But I think as people, it's like, how far are we gonna go before we're gonna limit ourselves, like with global warming, with
I don't think it'll stop until we eventually kill ourselves.
Like, at what point is like our innovation gonna be useless because our own Earth is so messed up that it doesn't matter?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's just gonna lead to like us killing ourselves.
You know, it's gonna there's still gonna be more hurricanes. There's still gonna be more earthquakes, and you know what? All that stuff is only getting worse because of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's because everybody wants the newest iPhone. They want the newest iMac. It's greed again. So everybody wants new. Not
we say that recording on iPhones.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Having iPhones.
But I mean, yeah, it's just consumerism, that drive, but it's like, it's unstoppable. I don't think there's a way to
because it's money. It's like you got to take away money to take away all that. But if you did, holy fuck, it could probably change everything.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end of the day, it's just like not even if it's money. There has to be some form of currency. That currency will evolve into the same thing.
Yeah.
It's inevitable in a way.
Everything's inevitable. I wonder how far we'll get before it's over. You know what I mean? Before we can't go any further. Where not because like we can't progress more, but because our own limitations on Earth are like they're too much. Or maybe we'll already be on other planets by then. Who knows?
I think so. I would like to think so.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, as I forgot who said it, either Romans or the Japanese. They said, basically in simple terms, you're gonna die anyway. Like that's why you gotta just like live life, not really care. Like yeah, you can think about all this stuff, but at a limit, like we're all just a blimp inside of whatever this is.
Blipping.
Yep. Blipping everything.
Blipping whatever reality we perceive as our reality.
Perceive is the key term.
Honestly, we see the entire like universe how it is because that's how we like evolved into perceiving it. We didn't have to have eyeballs. We didn't have to be able to smell things. We didn't have to be able to taste anything. We didn't have to be able to hear. You know what I mean? But
I have this like weird theory. Do you know what dimethyltryptamine is?
DMT.
DMT. Yeah.
Of course, I watched Joe Rogan, man.
Well, what if it's just like so? You know how like it's produced in our lungs and our brain, and everything. Every like living thing has DMT inside of it.
Yeah, before you die, you produce DMT. Like when you dream, there's a fractional amount.
Right, and I think while we're living, there's just always DMT around us, and I feel like, what if that's what life is, DMT, and like when you take away the DMT, it's like you just see black.
Oh, so like that's what allows us to even perceive
our reality.
I mean,
in a way, I don't know. It's just a theory, but
maybe not DMT, but the chemicals in our brain are the only thing that allows us to perceive anything.
But what even like? I mean, I'm sure someone has a clue, but like, not how to like reconstruct that. I don't know.
I think we're very close to that.
You think?
It's just we think. Well, I mean, I don't know if we think we know. It's like unethical to do those kind of like experiments, things like that. So I mean, it's hard.
There was a guy that grew a child out of like a bag in China.
Mm-hmm.
Like he basically like made a clone.
Yeah,
and then they arrested him.
People don't react good to that at all, and like
he got arrested.
You know, it's the idea like that you're playing God, and maybe it's the idea that like that's what we're supposed to do to advance the whole race. Like, who knows? You know what I mean? That's like
it's just so strange.
That's uncharted territory in ethics and morality, is the connection between science and where we're going forward. You know what I mean? Because before it was just, how do people treat each other? And that's as far as ethics and morality go.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you supposed to treat animals or the environment? And now it's like, is it fair to create an organism? Is it fair to like, you know?
Is it fair to put like a machine in your brain to make you smarter than everyone?
Is that valid? Are you supposed to do that? Should you do that? Like,
is that like?
At what point do you lose too much of your humanity? You know what I mean?
And at what point do you think God? And even if you don't believe in God, simply, if you believe in like the creator of the universe, like creator of all. Created all this. What point do you think he just like is like? What the fuck am I? What did I do?
Mm-hmm. I think. That point happened a long time ago.
You think so?
The way we treated each other. Mm-hmm. Genocide, bombs, conflict.
Oh, definitely.
I think that point we're long gone from there.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why they say we live in hell.
Maybe. Another Noah's Ark.
Shit. Better start building a boat.
Better. Or we just start building a ship this time. We're out of there. Boom. Out of here. It's over. But that's cool. We could talk about, I don't know if you want to talk about one last thing to wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure.
It was that talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so back when I would make music at he was my good friend, Jose. And I don't know, he was like one of the main people that like always like pushed me to make music, and ever since he's passed away, it's gotten to the point that like it's like hard to make music in a way, you know?
Because he's not there anymore.
Yeah, but he was also like everyone understands what it's like, but no one truthfully really understands what it's like until you're doing it.
Yeah.
So like it's like if and that's such a rare, well, I wouldn't say a rare thing, but like a rare understanding. Like
Yeah,
people just see it
that
as like
perspective.
correct, and we were both like doing the same thing, the same place with the same person.
Yeah.
Both just kids making music, having fun, and it's I don't know, it's been wild. My life has been wild, but he's one of the great things that I got to have in my life for a time.
Yeah.
And I definitely know that he's someplace and he's looking after me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he's probably laughing his ass off because I won't release music.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You think he would want you to?
Oh fuck yeah. I mean, I think he would probably be like, you're stupid. Like,
Mhm.
you're just being stupid. You just need to release it.
Do you ever like not like hear his voice, but like maybe like think about like what he would say or think about like, when you do things?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Catholic. I like to pray, and I pray to him. Like,
Yeah.
just like if I'm in like a fuck situation, like, hey, he'll say like, can you help me out here? And like most of the time, it works.
Yeah. That's good, bro. That's good.
Like, and I found like, I think life, like the thing about life is like, if you're happy all the time,
Mhm.
then you don't understand what happiness is.
Yeah.
Because it's just like too
Mhm.
much of one thing, and if you're sad, the same thing.
You don't know. Mhm.
That's what like the beauty is in life. And I used to have this saying that I would say, it was like, I hate the way you love people.
Mhm.
Why? Because like hate and anger and all these bad things coexist with happiness. It's like yin yang.
Yeah. there
Like
has to be
without that,
balance.
you wouldn't feel happiness. You wouldn't understand it. And that's what I love about life. Like the fact that you're able to like feel pain
Yeah.
is amazing because you're able to feel it.
Yeah.
You're able to understand it, and then you're able to feel happiness and understand what like true genuine happiness
Yeah.
is like. That's just fucking amazing.
You have to be able to see the opposites to be able to like
Right.
like comprehend and enjoy like the good things. Well, what we think are the good things, of course.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
That's a great thing about life too, is you get the privilege of meeting all sorts of people, like Jose, for example.
Yeah.
And so like that's beautiful, you know what I mean? You get to
Mhm.
continue his legacy, like what he did.
I guess so.
And
In a
like
way.
no one really dies as long as they're like in your mind.
Exactly.
So props to you.
I don't think he'll ever die because
don't
like
think so either.
because his music's here.
Oh yeah.
And if like you simply listen to his music, he lives on forever.
Mhm.
Like,
Exactly.
At least here. I mean, I know he's living somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a
get
good
you.
feeling.
Yeah. That's good, bro. That's I know that's
That's a deep topic.
It's a little bit of a sad one to end it off.
Yeah.
But
But it was a great podcast. Thank you for having me.
thank you for coming. For our first guest, this was extremely interesting. So
Yeah.
I really like doing this. Thank you so much for coming, bro.
No problem, dude.
And I wish you the best in all your endeavors, bro.
Thank you. Same to you.
Peace out.
Peace, bro.